Wonderful. So, brothers, good evening. My name is Dr. Sangeet Ibrahim. It's a pleasure to have you all with us. The whole objective of Togetherness is to provide support to a lot of our um, young, not so young, yet enthusiastic colleagues who are facing challenges because of the current situation. We know that a lot of our fellow brothers and sisters have lost their jobs, and this wouldn't be, one of the best times to lose anyone's job because uh, organizations are not recruiting the way they used to. But things have got really better, particularly in the UAE. There was a report on LinkedIn that said that recruitment levels have increased by at least 30 to 40% compared to March 2020 rates. And every day you get messages on LinkedIn that somebody has either been promoted or somebody has joined an organization, and we all applaud. We applaud not for that person, we applaud collectively for the community, because when organizations start recruiting, that's good. But then, of course, we do not quite know. Will we have another wave? Will things get back to normal quickly? So, with hope and prayer. So, the whole objective of this gathering is not to have a monologue, is to have well-wishers joining in as well. So, we all support each other to help three categories of beneficiaries. First, those who have lost their jobs, and I understand that 44% of those who have joined don't have jobs at the moment. So that's a huge chunk. 44% of 237. That's almost probably 120 odd brothers and sisters who don't have jobs at present. 19% who have jobs but who are looking for better jobs. 16% were pretty comfortable. They're looking for skill development, and 22% are here to support. Okay, so I warmly applaud that 22% in particular. We thank you for agreeing to share your valuable time and energy to support all of us. And the rest of the gang, those who are actively looking, those who are passively looking, and those who are here to improve the skills, I hope and pray that these gatherings are impactful. So we're not just looking at saying we conducted 6 sessions or 10 sessions and we had over 100 participants. I don't think that means anything unless and until people benefit from the session. So at least if one person can come up with a better CV, one person can be a little more confident in attending an interview, one person could get a good referral, which could get him a job, one person could get through and find a place, I think we would consider our endeavors as fruitful. Now, why togetherness? I want to just share with you my story, but hope you can hear me, guys. Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me properly? Bhattacharya, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, guys, could you open your video screens as well? It's awkward to speak to a blank screen. Wonderful. Yeah. Um, Let me tell you the story behind Togetherness. Brother Ajit has joined in. Ajit and I, we live in the same building, but we don't meet quite often. He's on the 8th floor. I'm on the 23rd floor, thanks to Zoom. And a lot of lot of familiar faces as well. We've got around 20 participants now. I used to work in a bank. I was heading learning and development. I was a vice president of a leading bank here. And then in March 2023, a bolt from the blue, patang, I lost my job. Okay, not because of a performance issue. I used to always get performance bonuses. I was considered as a good performer, but then probably it was a political issue. Can't blame them. Initially, I was very sore. I was like, "How could you do that? How dare you do that?" But then I realized, if I had a better opportunity, if I had a better offer, I would have moved anyway. Right? You give 1 month's notice and you move. So I don't think we have to be very resentful towards the company when they realize that at this present juncture, these skills are not required, or at least these skills are not required at this price, the price that we were demanding. So what happened? First few days, I was totally depressed. I remember, lying in a fetal position on bed, not able to get up. How could I lose a job? That was after 13 years, and I was quite active in the community, speaking at most of the conferences, publishing papers. I was like, how could I lose my job? But I lost my job. And then when depression hits you, you don't see any of the positive attributes that are happening. You, as Brother Ajit was saying, you go to a supermarket and you see the guy sitting and helping you probably pack your stuff, and you think, my God, everybody has a job. Everybody has a job except me. Yeah, you start feeling bad. And then I started making all the mistakes that typical job seekers make. You send your CVs. Now, according to me, sending a person's CV or broadcasting a CV is one of the most ineffective ways to get a job, because frankly speaking, nobody's going to even open that CV. Either it gets forwarded or it dies a painful death, a silent death in our WhatsApp inboxes. Yeah. But then it also gives you a false sense of achievement, which is very dangerous. So you wake up in the morning and you forward your CV to 20 of your friends. You're like, wow, you've done something. You've done nothing because it's not effective. So first thing, I started feeling resentful towards my friends. I was saying, guys, I've helped you, but then none of you are helping me. But then I realized, particularly in a senior role, it's very tough for anybody to create a job for someone. The opportunity should be there. You should fit the requirements. So trying to get a job through your contacts, through your direct friends, I don't think it's a brilliant idea. Oh my God, let me mute everyone again. It's not a brilliant idea. Recruiters. I spend a lot of time trying to contact recruiters. I had around 20, 25 recruiters. I was calling them, sending them emails, Eid Mubarak, Ganesh Chaturthi, Diwali, everything, trying to cozy up to these guys. But then I realized going through recruiters is also not a very good strategy, because the problem is when a recruiter or a headhunter is deployed by an organization, they would probably, I mean, I'm sure there are recruiters in this audience as well. But I was speaking to my recruiter friends, to the talent acquisition team, and they said usually they get around maybe 2,000 CVs, and they're allowed to give only one or two CVs, just one or two CVs to the hiring manager. So what happens is, if the person has said 13 years of experience, and if you have 14 years of experience, they wouldn't forward your CV. And I was calling these guys and says, come on, guys, I have more number of more years than what is required. So that's exactly the point. We wouldn't take you. So you feel sore. And then you start thinking, are they biased against my race, or are they biased against my gender, or is it because I'm not pronouncing my R's properly? So, but that's not the reason. So that's why, harvesting recruiters and trying to get through only using that source doesn't quite well. So through this depression, what happened is I was invited to join two benchmarking groups of L&D professionals. And that was such a relief. Now, these were learning and development professionals, and 50% of them didn't have jobs. Because you know what happens, right? When the things start going downhill, one of the first departments to be asked to professionals to be asked to leave are learning and development professionals. So being in a community like that really helped me, because I saw that there were many others like me. People are more qualified than me. We started sharing our stories, our best practices, and I used to really look forward to these gatherings. So this is one of the reasons we started this, because we want to tell people, boss, we are there. We know your pain. Okay. Every single day matters. Every single month matters. So don't look back, look ahead, do what it takes, do the right things. One of the first things that I did was I corrected my CV. I had a very fancy CV, yeah, with all tables and me photos with the sheikh, and but then the fact is, those kind of CVs don't even reach human hands. I don't know whether you know about it. I don't want to talk about CVs today. We'll have another session for that. You have a villain called the applicant tracking system. And what the applicant tracking system is, it shreds your CV. It only picks up keywords. It doesn't look at headers. It doesn't look at tables. So even if you have a very fancy CV, what reaches the other end is probably 10 to 15% of the content. No wonder, I was getting through. And there were a lot of scams. I had these high-end recruitment companies calling me and saying, we will make your CV ATS friendly. You pay $2,000. And, I would have paid because I was so desperate. And then there was a call coming regularly. I don't want to mention a state, call saying that, Dr. Sangeet, we know that you're applying. We can guarantee you an interview at Dubai airport. Yeah. But if you could just pay, go to your inbox, there's an email, click and pay, So we tend to fall for all these hoaxes because we desperately need jobs. Even interviews, I got a lot of support because I'm a trainer, I tend to talk a lot. So I got 3 interviews. So when somebody would interview me, and if they asked me a question, I would go all over. Yeah, it was like I was training rather than speaking. So I learned a lot to tone down. Don't try to please the guy. Ask questions to the interviewer. Make sure that you speak only 30% of the time when you're being interviewed. And by God's grace, got opportunities. Okay, tried really, really hard, knocked at every possible door. And at 45, that was not easy. Yeah, my older son is doing his first year medicine, but then by God's grace, this is what I realized, guys. Be it in sales, be it in finding a good person to date or marry, or even getting a job. All it matters is effort. Yeah, so if you keep taking the right effort, but not the same effort, when you understand that something is not working, you step back and then you do something else. Okay, and if that's not working, you step back and do something else, and you continue working. Things will work out. I'm a believer. Some of you may not be believers, but what happens is you just keep taking that effort and putting faith, and things will work out. Things will work out. As my brother Ajit usually says, we are not looking for 100 jobs, right? We're looking for one job for ourselves. So it will definitely work out. Yeah. What I parallelly did is I was part of a employee right sizing project last year. I was a project manager. And what I've realized, guys, is something very scary. If a right sizing company comes to any organization, and if they start looking at jobs using their lens, maybe 60 to 70% of jobs are redundant. Trust me, because that's how they look at it. So we'll have to make sure that we make ourselves indispensable at work, and that's the reason I came up with a Udemy course. I had in fact posted the link as well. It's absolutely free, so would love it if you could check it out and even pass it to your friends. Yeah. So again, thank you. I'm not taking people by name. I know GSK is here to give rather than take, and there are a couple of others as well. So I warmly welcome them in particular. Yeah, and hope together as a community we'll help each other. We had shared the options for session 1. These were the 4 choices given: how to save your job from right sizing, how to make your CV ATS proof, how to answer the toughest interview questions, and using LinkedIn for job hunting. And 40% of you responded by saying we want to talk about LinkedIn. So that's what we will discuss today. But before we go into that, guys, we wouldn't go beyond 8 o'clock. Don't worry. Sorry, I'm unable to hear you, says Varda. Are you guys able to hear me? Can I get a thumbs up if you're able to hear me? Yes. Yeah. Varda, I think it's a problem at your end. Usually when this happens, the best thing to do is to log out and then to log back in. Yeah, that works. Okay. But before getting into the content, guys, I have a request. Okay, because it shouldn't be a 1-person show or a 2-person show. It's a community helping each other. So first thing that we want to do is we want to come up with some ground rules for this theme. Yeah. So thanks to GSK, thanks to Riyadh. I don't know whether Riyadh has joined. I got some suggestions, but before we finalize them, would love to get your inputs. So what I'll do is I've created some polls here, and there are 4 questions in the poll. Okay. First question is, what should be the mode of posting? Should it be admin only, or should it be open to all, or should it be some days admin, some days open to all? Yeah. If that's the way, then we'll have to really administer it well. That's one. The second question that I had is, should we allow people to post CVs? Because according to me, that's very ineffective, because people don't even open it. You feel good about it, but it doesn't really help. But then we leave it to the team. Third question is, should we allow people to post job postings? For example, you see a nice job posting on LinkedIn calling for an HR manager. Should we post that? I think that would be a good idea, but we will leave it to you. Should we allow people to post motivational content, TED Talks, small videos, something that could pep all our spirits when the spirits are down? And finally, the topic for next session. Okay, so let me open the poll here. Would love to get your inputs. The poll is in progress. Please read the question and the questions, think about it, and then give us your responses, please. I hope you're able to see the questions, right?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. Because nobody has responded yet. I'm saying, okay, wonderful. Lovely. We'll just keep it open for another few more seconds. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. I'm just ending the poll, and let me share the results with you. So I hope you can see it now. Mode of posting, 62% of you are saying that most days admins, some days all. Should we allow users to post CVs? So most of you agree with me. Thank you. Should we allow users to post job postings? 76% of you are saying yes. That's important. Should we allow users to post motivational self-help content? Again, 71% of you saying yes. And the topic for next session, how to make your CV ATS proof. Thank you, because I think that's a very relevant topic. Most of us do not know the damage that ATS can create. Yeah, so wonderful. Now, I would like to, where is the poll? Okay. Hey, thank you, Shekhar. Thank you for joining in. Shekhar is a recruiter, a very experienced recruiter. So in the subsequent sessions, it'll not, I'll not be the only person speaking. We'll have panel discussions. We'll have experts joining in. We'll also bring in guests. Yeah. So this is the first session. Can I request you for one thing? You know, you have my WhatsApp number. I'm a bad administrator. Okay, I would like to focus my energy on content and delivery. So any of you who's interested in being an administrator for this group, you know the reason. It's purely a noble cause. So if anybody who's interested in volunteering their time as an administrator, please send me a WhatsApp message with your name as well. Yeah, because I don't have your contacts, all your contacts on my phone. So please feel free to nominate yourself. What we'll do is we'll make sure that you're made administrators. So then we'll run this whole team in a more effective and efficient manner. Yeah, because some days admins, most days everybody, I'll go crazy. So would love to get your suggestions. You can do it even now. So if I could have your names now, we can probably read it out in the session as well. So then would love to have your support in administering the group. Thank you, Taha. Taha from Qatar. So it's going to be a diverse team. Yeah, not just the UAE. So we could probably have at least 3 or 4 admins. Yeah. So please feel free to nominate yourself. Okay, wonderful. 7:21. We will definitely leave you by 8 o'clock. So today we wanted to talk about the beautiful world of LinkedIn. Okay, so with your permission now, I've muted you all. Haris from Riyadh would like to be an admin as well. Thank you, Haris. Thanks a lot for joining in. Probably we'll create another small team of admins and come up with some of the ground rules. I can help moderating the group. please type your name in as well, Shalik. Thank you. Yes, Shekha. So we have a lady as well. So guys, that's fine, you know. GSK too, of course. You know, I didn't want to drag you in GSK. I know you're busy, but it would be nice to have you. So we have GSK from Coimbatore. We have Shalik from Kerala. We have a lady, so the diversity quotient is high. We have Sheikha. We have Haris from Riyadh, and Taha. So we have 5 admins. So let's put our hands together to all the volunteers and with your inputs so that I can log off and you guys do all the tough work. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We have Varda from UP. So that makes it two ladies. Lovely. So I think we have our fill right now with Varda. That makes it 6 admins. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Guys, with your permission, let me share the screen. At any point you want to stop me, you can either use the chat box or unmute yourself and you can speak up. So let me share the screen right now with your permission. Okay, so guys, I hope you can see the Google screen. GSK, can I get a thumbs up if you're able to see the screen? You can, right? Wonderful. Okay, guys, I know this looks as if I'm trying to show off. In fact, I am trying to show off to prevail upon you the point that when companies are paying thousands to organizers to be listed in the Google search results, you know how it takes, right? You have to make sure that your site, your microsite, your blog has to be SEO compliant, and then you also pay for it. Yeah, but just see how this works, okay? If you search by, oh my god, I hope it works, okay? If you search by, for example, learning and development, yeah, the keywords are here: learning and development, business excellence, and Islamic Bank. Now we're talking about possibly millions of results, right? Learning and development across the world, business excellence across the world, Islamic Bank. Now, why have I chosen these words? Because if somebody is, this is where I fit in. I used to take care of learning and development, business excellence, and Islamic Bank. If somebody wants me to employ me, these are the keywords that they would be using. Okay, so let's see what happens. Admit all. I'm sorry, guys, we've got 2 of our friends waiting. So now, if you click on this, you have 1 million chances. First name that comes up, ta-tang! I'm trying to show off. Yeah. is Dr. Sangeet Ibrahim. The second name that comes up is also Dr. Sangeet Ibrahim. The third name that comes up is also Dr. Sangeet Ibrahim. Now, this is the beauty of LinkedIn, and it's absolutely free, right? If you really spend quality time on LinkedIn, there's no way people can miss you. Now, others would have to pay for this, but you get it absolutely free, okay? So please use LinkedIn effectively. This could be your biggest ally in hunting for jobs. But then you'll have to use it effectively. So the first thing that you need to do is you have to show recruiters that you are open to work. A profile like this will not help you. Okay. So over here, you can see right under your profile, okay, you can see show recruiters you're open to work. So now by default, every LinkedIn profile has this button because LinkedIn knows that people are facing challenges. But I was a bit pissed off with LinkedIn. Though they're supposed to help people get jobs, last month they terminated people by informing them with just an email. Okay, so an email was sent and around 750 employees were asked to leave. Anyway, so it's a question of not walking the talk. But anyway, so what you do is the first thing that you do is you click on get started. Tell us what kind of work you're open to. So you can add your job titles, for example, learning and development. So the moment you type entering that, the options come up automatically. So let's say training manager. Okay, training manager. Yeah, extremely important. Where do you want to work? So guys, if let's say, let's talk about the GCC. No offense to my friends who have logged in from India, but a good approach is, suppose you are in the UAE. Uh, a mentor told me this. A good approach would be to decide that for 2 months I'll look at job opportunities in Dubai, and if I don't get it in Dubai, probably by the end of the second month, I'll start exploring opportunities in Saudi, in Qatar, in Bahrain, the rest of the GCC. And if that doesn't work out, I'll look at opportunities in India. So you need to have a plan, right? You definitely have to have a plan. So where are you planning to base your next job out of? Yeah. So you can add your job location. You could add other countries as well. You could put a start date, extremely important. Don't choose the option of flexible. Say that you're actively applying. Okay. What kind of jobs are you looking for, full time or part time? And then please do this, guys. A lot of my friends and relatives who have lost jobs used to keep the news to themselves. It's as if, oh, I shouldn't tell anybody. But I think that's the greatest mistake you make, right? Because at the end of the day, your job doesn't define you. Your job doesn't define you. A senior vice president or an executive vice president, it doesn't define you. You meet the guy on the street, that's what he is, right? It is who we are that defines us. So if you lose your job, it's not a big deal. Steve Jobs was fired. Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, and later the company had to beg him to rejoin. Yeah, Steve Jobs was fired from the very company that he started. So I had no problem telling people I lost my job, because I know that that title or the name of the organization doesn't define me. So please don't keep it a secret. There is an option called choose who can see. So if you choose the first button, share with all the LinkedIn members, you'll get a particular DP, and the DP says you're open to work. Okay, so this open to work will be seen by anybody, your direct contacts, your indirect contacts, everybody. But if you just choose share with recruiters only, it was like, oh, I lost my job, but I don't want to mention this to anybody. Okay. In fact, some of my friends told me, Sangeet, you're mentioning to everybody you've lost it. Yeah, I said, yeah, because I'll get a job again. It's not the end of the world. It's just a transition. I'm moving from one station to another by God's grace, because if I take all the required effort, I'll definitely get it. So please make sure that you keep your profile open. Okay. Uh, Now, I don't want to spend time talking about the richness of the content of your profile. I'm sure you're all professionals, you understand it well. But you need an about section, which is more like a summary of your profile. Most of the key things that you've done, what are your key responsibilities, and what are your key achievements. And then, guys, this might not be applicable to everybody, but I keep coming up with videos, informative videos. I've got a YouTube channel, so every video that I put, I make sure it's posted on LinkedIn as well, so that people understand what I stand for, what my values are, what my skills are. Yeah. And then if you go down under your experience tab, please make sure that you list your responsibilities and you list your achievements. What are the key achievements with numbers? So I've done this, I've achieved that, this percentage, so many numbers, so much of improvement, and whatever. Anyway, I don't want to spend time on this, because I assume that all of you would really know. It's basically transferring the key components of your CV over here. So let's not waste time on this section. But please make sure that you spend at least 15 to 20 minutes on LinkedIn every day. Now, let's talk about searching for jobs. So you can see this tab called Jobs over here. So you click on the tab on the tab here. Now, this is where it becomes beautiful. So suppose you're starting your journey. So let's say if I want to start my journey and I want to talk about talent management. Okay, so I click on talent management. And as soon as I enter, now before going to talent management, I can also, let me go back. I have to enter two key fields. One, where I'm planning to work. So let's say United Arab Emirates, okay? And then talent management. And you don't have to stop with that. So the moment you click on that, there's something called as a job alert. So then you go and add a job alert. You click on job alert. Now this, whenever anybody posts a talent management job based in the UAE, you get an email to your registered email, and it will feature on your site as well. Okay, so it doesn't, you don't have to stop with talent management. You can also, for example, you want to enter recruiting manager. Recruiting manager. Okay, go search, go click on the job alert again. So now you've got two alerts. Okay, so every time you click on, let's say you go back, this is the job button. Okay, you will have all your alerts listed below. So technically you should have at least 3 or 4 alerts, because if you're an experienced person, it's not that, you know, I've been a training manager, I'll only work as a training manager. You'll have to see the trends, and based on that, you'll have to be open to at least 2 or 3 other positions, right? So type them here. The alerts are already here. So let's say, what should I do? Every morning I wake up, you know, stretch myself, because it could be very depressing if I could walk around. Guys, I don't want to get into the stress management part, because I'm a psychologist. That's what I would love to talk about. Probably we'll do it on another day. But one bit of advice: have your plan ready, okay, at a place where you can see it. Because every day when you see that you have a plan, you know, it'll stop you from being too anxious. Oh, I have a plan. You know, the reason why you get anxious is your mind is reminding you, Habibi, you've lost a job. Habibi, you're not doing something. Habibi, you have to take care of it. Yeah. So what happens is that if you write it down, so every time you see it, you're telling your mind, thank you, mind, thank you for reminding me, but please don't freak out. Please don't panic. I'm doing what I have to do. So now, let's say I'm clicking on talent management. Yeah. So all the jobs are listed here. If I want to drill it down further, I can drill it down based on experience level. I can drill it down based on job type, but don't do that. I mean, at this point, be open for anything. Yeah. So now here is a post open for talent management, manager talent management. Let me see who has posted it. Is the name of the person available? The person who has posted it. Typically, the manager who has posted it would be available. Okay, now this is where you need to be smart. Please don't just click on apply or EC apply and upload one CV. This is suicidal. Okay, what you have to do is you have to go through the job description. What is asked for? So where do you see the job description? You see the job description if you go down. Okay, should be with a management consultancy background, should be fluent in English, Arabic, whatever. And please make sure that your CV is customized to this job. Currently, I don't want to show you because it's embarrassing. If you open my folder, I'll have probably maybe 30, 35 different versions of my CV. And I right click and I will save it as CV Aventus, CV MR, CV First Abu Dhabi Bank, you know, because you can't have a plain vanilla CV and expect the hiring manager to call you. The ATS will destroy you and say there's no match. So please make sure that whenever you apply, your CV should have those specific keywords as much as possible. I'm not advising you to lie. I'm just advising you to be a little liberal, you know, when you customize your CV. Then what do? So you've applied, right? So when you've applied, don't just stop there. Click on Aventus Global Talent. Okay. Now, when you click on Aventus Global Talent, you can see that there are 13 employees on LinkedIn, right? So you click on 13 employees on LinkedIn. Wonderful. So now, none of these are my contacts because you can see that they're all, there's a number second, which is written here. Okay. Now comes the game. First thing, what I would do is I would send them a connection request, all of them. Yeah. So maybe I don't want to add a particular note. I'll say connect, done. Okay. And in case they don't accept your request within a day or two, in all probability they will if you have a good, a reasonably good profile. But now you click on Bobby Hussein, you can see that there are 854 mutual connections. So you click on the mutual connections. So these are your friends who also know Bobby. So just click a message and say, hey, Adrian, please, could you kindly send a note to Bobby and introducing me and asking him to accept my connection request. So it's extremely important. It's extremely important to have contacts in the organization that you work for. And this is why you should use LinkedIn. Okay, it's not just about putting a static CV and hoping that one day you'll get a job. So number one, customize your CV. Number two, once you've applied, make sure, and you can do that for anybody. Okay, so once you let's say MR, so click on MR, see who are the employees on MR who are on LinkedIn. In all probability, they might be connected to you. One or two of them might be connected to you. If they're not, send them connection requests. If you don't get a response, click on mutual connections, ask somebody to recommend you. Now, the moment the connection is made, send a message saying that, hi, Bobby, thank you for accepting. I had applied for a job at Aventis. Could you be kind enough to kindly send my CV to that hiring manager? Okay, so now what happens is you've applied through LinkedIn or you've applied through any other channel, but you're now trying to get somebody from inside to forward your CV. Now you're basically improving your chances. Now, if you think that's a fast stretch, no, I got 3 interviews, one at a company called Edge, another one at Cleveland Clinic, and the other one at the First Abu Dhabi Bank. In all 3 cases, this was the path that I had used. Apply on LinkedIn and then locate somebody who works in the organization, get connected, and then ask him to forward my CV to the recruitment manager. So that really works as a song. Okay. Now, in case you want to connect, so you click on the contact info. See, some of your connections or second level connections on LinkedIn, they don't openly put out their email addresses, and that's sad, right? This is like having a Facebook account and locking up your profile. Yeah, this is sad. But what do? That's what some people prefer. So there's one option to try to get their email address. It's an option called Rocket Reach. Okay, it works probably 95% of the time. So Rocket Reach is a free plugin that you get for Chrome. So let's say you click on Rocket Reach and it says add Bobby Hussain. So see what it does. It's analyzing Bobby Hussain's profile and ta-dang, it gives you Bobby's email address. What Bobby has hidden, what Bobby didn't want anybody to see, the system has hacked it, and you have Bobby's email address now. So you can directly send an email to saying, Bobby, hi Bobby, you didn't want me to reach you. Not that way, but that's a very cool way of trying to reach him. Okay, now, this is when you're actively looking for jobs, yeah? But you also have to do something for the long term, right? It's not that I have a job, because when destiny gives you a rap on the head, you should be also looking at, did I learn anything new and did I grow in the process?
Dr. Sangeet, can I interrupt you for a moment?
Please do, Mr. Murugadas.
All right. Can you just repeat, where we can find this Rocket Reach in LinkedIn?
Okay, no, Rocket Reach is a plugin that's free. I mean, it gives you around, I think, 10 or 15 searches every month. Beyond that, okay, you'll have to pay for it. But 10 or 15 is more than enough, because most of the professionals would have exposed their CVs, so you wouldn't need Rocket Reach. It's only those who secretly guard their email addresses that you need to, try to circumvent the barriers that they've put. So once you download Rocket Reach on your laptop, on your PC, it automatically latches on to plugin for Chrome. So now in your file, what you do is you click on that Rocket Reach. So it'll read the name of the person. And then when you click on add, it'll go and pick this person's email from some database. I don't know how it picks it up, but these are legitimate email addresses. So you also have his personally made,
So you mean to say that this Rocket Reach is a separate app or a software?
Yes.
Which is okay. It's not connected with LinkedIn, right?
It's not connected with LinkedIn, but it helps you to pick email addresses which are not normally exposed on LinkedIn.
Oh,
helps you.
great. Okay, all right. I got it. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you. And guys, if you're sending Mars emails, please use an option called as Google Forms. Okay, Google Excel sheets, Google Sheets, not Google Forms, Google Sheets. Maybe we don't have time for it today, but maybe in the next session we can do that. It allows you, it opens up a spreadsheet. So I can enter Ajit Abubakar, I can enter Murugadas Chellai, I can enter G Satish, okay? And I can put their email address in that. And then on the right side, I can enter a message saying, Happy Onam. You know, we people from Kerala, we're going to celebrate Onam soon. So happy Onam. And automatically it'll send Mars emailers. It's absolutely free, up to 50 emails a day. So it'll say, hello, Ajit Abubakar. You know, so this is like mail merge, right? So every person receiving that email will think that I have sent it to them personally. And it's absolutely free as well. So it's Google Sheets. If you go to Google Sheets and search for mail merge option, it's absolutely free. So you can continuously keep sending emails for Eid, for Diwali, for Onam. How are you? All well, you know, and keep in touch with people. Okay, now guys, it's already 7:43. I don't want to keep you for long. What I want to do is I want to show you something very interesting, something very personal, something that helped me land a good job. Okay, and I would strongly advise that you do it. What I did is I first went to Google and I wrote, let's say, 50 top companies in UAE. Yeah, and I started getting the names. MR Properties, Emirates NBD, MR Malls Group. Yeah, what did I do? I went and searched for Emirates NBD, for example, Emirates NBD. And when you search for Emirates NBD, you find all the professionals on Emirates NBD who are on LinkedIn. Okay. But I was not happy connecting with anyone. So I clicked on, for example, Emirates NBD Human Resources. Emirates NBD Human Resources. Okay. So I can get a list of people. And I started harvesting these relationships. I'll show you an example. This is Iman Abdul Razak. She is the group human resources officer at Emirates NBD. Yeah, similarly, I'm connected with the head of HR of MR, the head of HR of Arab Tech, the head of HR of First Abu Dhabi Bank, the head of HR of Shahjah Islamic Bank, the head of HR of Mashreq, whatever. Okay, then see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's slightly embarrassing, but when you want a job, you have to do such stuff. You go to the message box, see the messages that I've been sending her. Yeah, every time I find something of interest, something which I presume would be of interest to her, like an article of Gartner about HR or a Harvard Business Review PDF white paper, I make sure that I send it to her, because LinkedIn should not only be for taking, LinkedIn should be for giving as well. And the more you give on LinkedIn, the more your visibility gets better. Now see what's happening. Yeah, I keep sending her, dear sister Iman. Okay, this is a video that I made. I posted it. It needn't be your content. Okay, it could be useful content available on the internet. Now she's seeing it, but she's not responding. I can see that there's a bubble here. She's seeing it, but she's not responding. That's fine. That's fine. But at least once a week, she's getting to know that Dr. Sangeet Ibrahim is an amazing person who wants to keep in touch, who wants to share content with her, okay, and who's doing a lot of interesting things. Now I'll show you what happened. Yeah, all the 3 interviews that I got, I managed to get it through these. So let's take the example of First Abu Dhabi Bank. Pete Baker, who is the head of HR of First Abu Dhabi Bank. First, he never used to respond. You see all the messages coming here saying no responses, no responses, no responses. Then slowly he started responding. Okay, so you see his messages. Yeah, he's replying saying that great to hear that, Sangeet. Good, this is good thought leadership. So I'm like, yay! So what I did is a list of 50 companies that I would like to work in. And I mean, tomorrow if I get a new job, it doesn't mean I have to stop this. Because guys, please understand, yeah, I'm not trying to, especially people in the Middle East, okay, expatriates who don't have options to convert our visas into residential options. We'll have to always be looking out for opportunities. I don't mean that you should be disloyal to your company. You can be very loyal to your company. You can be the best performer. You can give more than what you get. But at the same time, keep your eyes open. So 50 top organizations, click, connect, the top people themselves. Make sure that you send them at least once a week any content. So I maintain an Excel sheet, okay? Because I'm focusing on HR, I know what content to send them. Any nice white paper that I get, I'll put in 2 comments and say, hey, did you see this? Or have you come across this TED Talk? Because I then know that they have me right here. They know my name. They know that I'm open to joining them, and through the work that I do on LinkedIn, they understand that so this is another good strategy that you can use on LinkedIn, guys. I think I've talked a lot today. Let me stop sharing. It's already 7:47. Mr. Churian is asking a question. Shekhar says, isn't that only for premium jobs to see the job? No, Shekhar, you don't have to see the job poster. In many cases, you see the job poster, but the results have been not so assuming, because when you try to reach the job poster himself or herself, they don't usually respond. But I look at the name of the company, and then I try to circumvent this. I connect with other people in the company and get them to forward the CV. So yes, you need a premium account to be able to connect to the job poster, but you don't need that to connect with others in the company. Mr. Churian has asked a question: can we identify on LinkedIn if a job posting is bona fide or not? Mr. Churian, what I've seen is there are a lot of fake job postings nowadays. I wouldn't call them fake. There are a lot of phishing job postings, because then once you send the CV, people call you and then ask you, are you ready to pay, and do something so that you get an interview. But I'm ready to take that risk as long as I follow the rules, as long as I don't pay anybody. I don't really want to spend time thinking, is this a fake job posting or not? I want to make sure that as many people see my CV. But what is sad is that there are a lot of organizations now trying to source talent. They're trying to create a pipeline for talent. So they will just post the job with no real intention to recruit, because they know that there are a lot of professionals now available. So let me collect all those CVs so that I don't have to go to a headhunter later. So once, let's say you've advertised, you've applied and you don't get any response for long, you realize that this is just a case of collecting CVs, not trying to fill an existing position. Okay, guys, let me stop speaking. It would be sad if I'm the only one who speaks today. Everything that we've spoken so far have been recorded, okay, including the names of processes, rocket reach, these titles. What I'll be doing is I'll be uploading the video onto YouTube. I'll be sharing that in the WhatsApp group as well, and also on my social media channels. Yeah. Now, what we want to do, thank you, Jay-Z. What we want to do is our first formal meeting is scheduled on the 5th of August, and we've all decided to have it on Saturday morning. Okay, maybe around 9-10 o'clock or whatever. So that will be our first session, and then we'll continue to have sessions every first and last Saturdays. Okay, those will be the formal sessions. It won't be only me. We'll get people to come in and speak as well. But at the same time, we will continue to have a very dynamic group. So all those volunteers have sent messages saying that they would like to be. So I have Varda, I have GSK, I have Shalik, I have Sheikha Silin, and I have Haris Mohammed from Riyadh. So we'll probably get together and create a set of guidelines. Which days should the group be open for everyone to post? Which days should be strictly admin? And then we'll make sure that we get as much useful content as possible. Yeah. So can I invite GSK to speak, please? You could convey your best wishes. You can give us tips, whatever, sir.
Thanks, Doctor. Hi, everyone. I am not going to take much time because I know people are after a day's work. I just want to take this opportunity to tell that this corona gave me to become a salaried person to an edupreneur. Okay, so now I am an edupreneur connecting industries and institutes. because I want to make the unemployed word as understanding employability. So it's not unemployment, understanding employability. So what I am doing right now, sitting here in the southern part of India, Coimbatore, is that I am trying to reach out all the pass outs from 2018, 19 and 20 unemployed, and I can assure them giving a job in 1 month. When I say I can assure, I have got, somewhere around 125 to 130 appointment orders ready, which can be given to people on a monthly basis to 40 each. So when I say that, I want to see these trainees come to me, undergo a training for 1 month, and the new initiative or the concept what we have kept is, because of course sustainability and survivability, as long as we have stomach, we need both of this. So we are charging during that 1 month period. We will make them what actually need for the corresponding opportunities which is available with me. And the initiative what we have kept is learn now and pay later. So they will not be paying a single, because I don't want to do, I'm sorry if there is any recruiters here, I'm sorry if there is any consultants here, because I'm not here to tweet the CVs of individuals and give as per the roles and responsibilities what is mentioned. I am here to match the requirements of what is given to me by the respective companies. So in the coming days, we are conducting, it started from August 5, I started, and from August 5, September 5th, fortunately the first day of our, in session, I'll be giving 40 appointment orders to those who have enrolled in August 5. And on October 5, I'll be giving. So what I'm trying to say is, it's all about connecting people, creating contacts, which makes opportunities, knocks our individual doors. So in fact, when because I was there in UAE for 4 or 5 years, and I'm trying to meet Dr. Sangeet Ibrahim, and it was today when I could. I was there in almost all parts of UAE, working in terms of skills development, because I was the only Indian worked as technical officer in the World Skills competitions conducted at Abu Dhabi in 2017. So in terms of skill development, in terms of people connect, because I always I say that you be an MBA. How I see MBA is motivating, believing, and achieving. And I am a PhD also, not the PhD what you are talking. I am a passionate and highly determined guy. So I'm looking forward for more association with teams like Togetherness and Doctor and even Mr. Ajit Abubakar. I don't know whether I have come across Mr. Ajit Abubakar, because during my days there in UAE, let us meet and let us see how best we can connect these individuals who are unemployed and connecting them to the right opportunities. Wonderful. So connecting talents to the opportunities. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you, JSK. Thank you. Ajit Bhai, you have to say something.
Good evening all. GSK, the first answer to GSK, first time we are meeting. I don't remember, maybe. Unfortunately, we did not meet while you were here. I'm in Sharjah, the same building where Sangeet is staying. And we used to have some chats here and there. And
no, don't tell me you were in Abu Shagra, okay? Because I was there.
No, we are in. So actually, I was working with Etisalat for the last 22 years up to March end, and I'm now like Sangeet said. Unfortunately, like one fine day, they said, okay. Even the performance and everything was okay and even excellent. At that time itself, they said some posts are getting nationalized, and this is the time for you to vacate the place and give that post to a national. Okay, anyway, so that happened. Now I am also just looking for a job. And actually, I'm wondering always when I attend a Sangeet session, I don't know how many topics he is handling. Now this is maybe 25th session I'm sitting in, sometimes with the students, because we together conduct some classes for the students. We arrange the students and he conduct the class. So I find that that area he is conducting some good rapport with the children, good subjects and all. Then for the unemployment people, for some other team, and really I'm wonderstruck when I'm with
Thank you, Ajit bhai. You know what has really helped, guys. You know, losing a job this year in particular, it was such a challenge, and it took me around 4 to 5 months to stabilize. So I was working at a university doing freelance trainings, and by God's grace, you know, I'll be joining an organization probably in another couple of weeks' time. But then doing these sessions, reaching out. So if any one of you are stuck, not able to find a job quickly, join in. Okay, please contribute. There are a lot of things up here which could be useful for others as well. And every time I gave these sessions, I got so much of energy, so much of inputs. So it was never for free. I got energy, I got blessings, I got tips and connections. So please use this network, yeah, because we're doing this without expecting anything in return. Thank you, Aditi. Can I have Sister Shekha to speak? Sister Shekha, are you still there?
Yes, Sangeet, I'm here. I'm at the border doing the DPI test, so that is where I am.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm parked here, so it's all right. I'm into career development. I was a recruiter 7 years back. So at the moment, I'm also in the same journey, shifting my career. So what I've done recently is I've started giving workshops to students, aspiring, you know, people who want to employ. They don't know what to do. They've lost their job. So kind of doing one-on-one coaching as well. So like you said, I mean, I had a workshop for the past 3 days and we closed it today for teenagers. And I got so much from them and their parents. So like you said, it's not free. We take a lot of energy back and a lot of positivity back. So yeah, I'm in for this, and I think we can do a lot together. We can gain a lot together. So please count me in.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Anyone who'd like to speak? You could share your thoughts, convey your best wishes. Anis has switched his microphone on. Please, Brother Anis.
Yeah, no, nothing to say. Assalamu alaikum. Just listening the talks.
Okay,
wonderful. I'm working with Karipur here.
Okay, great. Guys, I mean, the next topic is very relevant. I'll show you how relevant it is. I'll just share with you a conversation I had with today. Won't take long, probably just a couple more. This is a message that I got today from a gentleman by name Rizwan Rajab. Okay, so this is a CV that he sent. Now, Rizwan thinks that this is an amazing CV. And it is amazing. It looks good, right? So let's click on that CV and this is how it opens up. Yeah, so there are tables, yeah, and pictures, and this is how it goes. So the first thing that I told Rizwan, usually when somebody sends a CV, I make it a point to reply. So I told, hey, Rizwan, hope you have taken your CV through an ATS compliance scan. So he said, I didn't know that. And that's when I told him that, you know, this particular CV, most of the content will be lost by the time it reaches human hands. So you'll have to come up with a plain and boring CV. That's what we're doing in our next session, the session on the 5th. How to make sure that your CV is ATS compliant. But by the way, I hope our interactions will not be limited only to on the days when we will have sessions. So we will continue to have sessions for on the first and last Saturdays of every month. We'll go on at least for 2 or 3 months till we exhaust all the topics. And then we'll disband this group and we'll open this group for new enthusiasts. Okay, so this is what we plan to do, and I hope this platform will go on. By the way, guys, do you know the difference between a private organization and a social organization? This is a message that I got from somebody very dear to me. The main difference between a private organization and a social organization. The objective of the private organization is to stay on forever, right? So after me, my son, and then my grandson, and we continue to amass profits and grow and become big, right? But the objective of a social organization is to close down as soon as possible. Why close down? Because they want to address the gaps. They want to make sure that those who are in need are helped and supported, and everybody's uplifted. If you're opening an old age home, you open it only till you build awareness in the society so that no one abandons the parents, and then you close it down. So that's what we want to do. We hope and pray that the economy will get better, and everybody out there looking for jobs will find a decent, responsible position to adorn, and then we can close down Togetherness and go our separate ways. Till then, we'll make sure that on every first and last Saturdays of every month, we'll meet together, share inputs, but in between, we'll make sure that we get a lot of quality content in the group. Okay, it shouldn't die out. So I would request the support of all our admins to do that. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if there are no questions, we want to really stick to time. 7 o'clock we started. We would like to end the session up. Give me an hour. I'll make sure that the link is posted in the group. So we have around 35 participants today. Thanks a lot for joining in. May God Almighty help all our brothers and sisters out there looking for jobs. May He give them peace of mind. May He give them good friends to support them. And may He give them purpose so that, by the way, guys, after 1 or 2 months, I've seen people getting exhausted because filling job applications is not easy. And then after 2 or 3 months, they stop doing what they should do. This is what we need to stop. It took me 5 months, okay, to find a decent job. We shouldn't stop. We should keep doing what we're doing. If it doesn't work, try something else. And when we keep striving, I'm sure, definitely we'll get opportunities. As Brother Ajit said, we're not looking for 100 jobs. We're looking for 1 job. Yeah. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining. Please be in the group, add people, okay, and be active as well. Let's support each other. God bless you too. Take care. Thanks.
Thank you.